Hey guys, thanks for joining me. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about push-ups. 3 ways in which we can take our push-ups to the next level. 3 ways in which we can be more progressive with our push-ups. 3 ways we are able to build more muscle and to get stronger. So let's jump straight into that list. So at number 1, we have do your push-ups on rings. Rings are a fantastic, versatile, very inexpensive piece of equipment. I've done many videos on gymnastic rings. I'll leave some links to them at the end of the video, or they will be down below, but how beneficial just adding rings into your training, and from a typical floor exercise or even a bar exercise, by doing that same exercise on a set of rings, you're able to activate more muscle, you're able to build more muscle, you're able to get stronger. So by actually doing your normal push-ups and doing them on rings, the benefits you're going to get, the way you're going to be able to take your push-ups to the next level, the way you're going to be able to build more muscle, be able to get stronger, is going to be phenomenal. Rings, the main benefit of them is it allows you to work in a more natural movement. Not only are you not fixed by the floor, you're able to bring the rings towards you together. So you're actually able to complete the range of motion or the form that the chest muscle wants to do. The chest muscles are about bringing the arms from the outside in towards the midline. This is where the insertion and the origin is, okay? It's going to be the sternum, or even actually on top of the clavicle to the upper arm. It's about bringing it into the midline. As soon as you do that to yourself now, try doing it now, you can feel your chest muscles activating. You can feel it contracting. When you're doing them off rings, you're able to bring the rings together where normally the floor is in the way and your arms don't come any closer than this. The rings allow you to bring them together, which means you're going to get more of an activation in your chest. Kind of doing them on rings is a mixture between doing a push-up and a fly in one. So you'll be able to get more activation. The fact that they're not stable, the fact that you don't have the ground that's creating a strong foundation, that stability is going to make your chest muscles and other muscles have to work harder to create stability. But the other muscles that are going to be responsible for creating stability, whether it's in the shoulder, rotator cuff muscles, the other little minor muscles that are going on, you don't really think about, they're going to be activated more, which means it's going to make you stronger, more injury proof in the long run. If we're able to place more tension in the muscles, we're able to create more tension in those muscles, and we are forcing to have to do that more because the exercise is harder. It's going to allow us to get stronger. It's going to allow us to build more muscle. It's going to allow us to put more tension in the muscle, which is going to lead to more muscle growth, more strength in the future. So just something as simple as doing push-ups off rings is going to take your push-ups, your ability to build muscle and to get stronger, to the next level. So at number 2, experiment with plyometrics. Don't go silly with like you see with some of these people on Facebook, on Instagram, TikTok, where they're jumping in the midair and they're landing on their wrists and it's all about just showing off. By sensibly using plyometrics, it's a way of taking your push-ups to the next level, because plyometric training or power training is similar to strength training. You're recruiting your type 2 X muscle fibers, you're recruiting your central nervous system. Plyometric training is a way of creating power, it's a way of creating strength. And for some people, it's going to be a new stimulus to the body. So actually by adding this in, it's going to be a different way of using your muscles. You can lift things heavy and go slow, or you can lift things lighter and use explosiveness and power. These are different methodologies that we can use when we're trying to get a stimulus or create a stress to our body that's going to allow us to get bigger, to get stronger, to build muscles. So it's another way in which you can experiment. Just be careful with it. One way in which you can do it is to power yourself up, come down under control and pause. By bouncing up and down, sometimes you'll actually be using the stretch reflex, the elasticity in the muscle to actually spring you back up. Well, what you're better doing is actually coming to a standstill, even sometimes actually lifting your hands off the floor and then powering up and actually landing under control. Don't just slam straight onto the floor, try and control, because it's also the stress which goes with this exercise is the eccentric loading or the luring phase. You want to be doing that under control. That's another phase which plyometric training is so handy, is it's that slowing down motion that can cause quite a bit of damage. So you want to be careful with it, but it can lead to really great gains in strength and in muscle building. So go with it, but be careful with it and treat it kind of like you're doing strength training. So take longer rest periods and use lower reps for it. The third thing is going to be increasing your range of motion. You can do this in a number of ways. You can do it similar if you're using them off rings. If you're increasing the range of motion, the tension that the muscles have to go under is going to be a lot longer. If you're taking them for a longer range of motion, it's going to be testing them in areas that they're not used to being tested. It's going to increase your mobility and flexibility as well, but it's a great way of making the exercise harder. It's very easy to do. You can do it off rings, you can do them off parallettes if you have them. If you don't have that, do them off some boxes, do them off some stairs, whatever it is, use something where it's going to allow you to raise your hands off the floor. So it's going to allow you to go into a deeper range of motion where you can get your chest. Just be careful with it. If you're someone that does have limited shoulder flexibility, then actually going down too deep can cause a little bit of issues. And this is something that is common for people when they're doing dips. If they get into too much shoulder extension, it can cause issues. So make sure that if you are doing it, you've got the shoulder blades pulled back as you're going through it, as opposed to rounded and tilted forward, because that's gonna then start causing issues in the ball and socket joint here, where it's gonna be driving into the front. So just be careful with it, but use range of motion to make the exercise harder, and take your normal push-up and just make it more challenging and then make you stronger. So guys, I hope you found this video useful. If you did, give it a thumbs up. If you want more content like this, make sure you subscribe, hit that bell so you get notified of whenever I upload. If you have any questions or you have other things you would like to add to this list, comment down below, and I'll see you guys in the next video.